Are Arsenal bottling it?
Like, come on, mate. Let's just put things into perspective. We are. You do remember who is still top of the league by 5 points?
Team from South London.
Yeah. We're top of the league, 5 points. I mean, I know you haven't watched football in quite a while, so
it's been long for me.
Yeah, so I know you're going to be interested in that, but we're 5 points clear. City have got to play Newcastle on Saturday. We'll see how that goes. Even if they win that, it's 2 points. Listen, being from 9 points down to potentially 2 points, listen, it's not ideal. And then we've got to go to Tottenham on Sunday, which, realistically, you've got to beat them. And it's not a great morale booster, that result yesterday, but they've got to find a way to pick themselves up and go and get the job done on Sunday. I do believe if we drop points against Tottenham and we drop points against Chelsea and maybe the game after that, then you definitely, then that's the point when I'd probably lose my mind and I would be like, you've done it again, sort of thing. Right here, right now,
He's done it again.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, because the thing that's such the difference to me is in the last 9 days or so, when you've drawn to Brentford, drawn to Wolves, two teams that you would have expected. I know the Brentford game is a hard one, and can kind of. I'm not saying you can be forgiven for drawing 1-1 away against Brentford when you are going for a league title, but it's understandable that you're not going to pick up every point. And Brentford is one of the games that Brentford away this season is one of the games you would highlight as that's the one where possibly you can drop points.
Typical banana skin.
But it's now. It's still in your hands to win the league, as you say. 5 points clear. Obviously, you've had to play the game extra than City, but at the same time now you've given City the chance to decide their own fate.
No, we haven't because
if they win every game, they win the league.
Yeah, but if we win every game, we win the league.
Yeah, but what he's saying is you've gone from it's totally being in your control, 9 points clear, to now it's in two teams' hands.
No, but if we win every game, we win the league. So, okay.
But so do they.
I know. But
win every game
it's now. This is what I understand. But when I say, well, if we win every game, they say no. But if they win every game, yeah. But if we win every game,
yeah. But 2 weeks ago, that wasn't even close to being a possibility. Now it is.
Yeah. This is the first time. This is the first time this season since the opening day of the season where Man City can go. We don't need to think about Arsenal anymore until we play them.
But then
previously, it's always been. We need to hope Arsenal lose points. We need to. Now they've actually lost those points.
No, I get it, but
now they can just go right. Let's just do what we do best and win.
I can't see you winning at the Etihad.
Okay, so let's say Newcastle beat City, which they have this season. Okay, and then we beat Tottenham. We're back to 8 points. Football changes very quickly. The league title being wrapped up, we all knew it wasn't going to be wrapped up in February, realistically.
Yeah, I was about to say, Laurie, what title race?
Yeah,
he said we are the champions already, Laurie was saying.
Yeah, look, we've. I think what makes the result last night bad is we had the bad result against Nottingham Forest where we dropped points and drew. We had the bad result against Liverpool, dropped points and drew. We lost to Manchester United, and then obviously the Brentford and last night they were two. There were a host of games where we've won 2 out of 7, and then you're like, is there a pattern emerging here? And it is at this time of the season. I do understand that, and I've seen this for previous seasons. But again, look, I think they'll find a way to get the job done. They don't make it easy on themselves, but it's a proper title race. And I'll just go on to this bit. So. Also, when it's Arsenal, and I get it, Arsenal fans are loud on social media, and I get it. Listen, I've been guilty of saying a few things myself, so I get it. So when it goes wrong, you're going to get it back, and if you can give it, you've got to take it. But when Manchester City went away to Tottenham, and this is a terrible Tottenham team, they were 2-0 up at half-time, and they were coasting. The bookies had paid out. It was done. Okay, they were, and I actually turned it off because I thought, they're just going to go and 3-4 nil them. Then on my phone, pinged up Tottenham scored a goal. And they threw that game away, and they were terrible in the second half. But no one then and Rodri should have been sent off. Probably he could have got sent off twice.
Yeah,
right. And all the excuses at the end. But when it's Man City, it's like everyone sort of favours them, and there's oh no, that's fine. They're not bottling anything. This. I look at that with that Man City team. No disrespect to them, and they're not the perfect City side. And if there's anyone that you'd want to be up against, it's this version of Manchester City. So listen, it's going to be fun.
I think the big difference in the title race this season versus what we've seen previously when City and Liverpool have been going head to head, it's no longer who can win the most games. It's who can drop the fewest points, if that makes sense. Because like City, I can still see dropping another 6 to 8 points before the season ends.
There you go.
Arsenal, I maybe wouldn't have said the same thing 5-6 games ago, but seeing how it's gone for you of late and the pattern that you so clearly have of start the season well, dip in December, bit of a buzz in January, another dip in February, then you tend to go on a kind of a mixed run towards the end of the year. It's been happening, it's like 4 years in a row now this has happened.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of who drops the fewest points. So let's say Man City do win their game in hand. I don't know who the game in hand is against. Is it
Palace maybe?
I think it might. I think you might be right. It might be Crystal Palace. But let's say that they do win that. Let's say the point is then 2. It becomes a case of who can drop the fewest points between now and the end of the season, rather than who can go on the longest winning streak. Like the 97-98 point season where was it you got 97, they got 98, right? That was both teams ended up winning their last 13 games, something crazy like that. That I cannot see anything like that happening now. So it's the difference of.
I don't think 90 points is available to any team now.
No. Oh, nowhere near. This league's going to be won by 82, 83 points.
If that.
Well, I don't see it being less than that.
Wow, you never know, mate.
Yeah, the maximum we could get is 89 points. That's the maximum. That's if we win every single game.
Clara Bitsy sends in a super chat asking, genuine question for Marty. 22 years without winning the league and last 3 years of coming close and then folding.
Yep.
Where does all this positivity stem from?
What, with me? Look,
I guess.
Yeah. Look, the positivity stems from and when I say these things, I know people think they're like cliche and they sound, but the process. I remember watching Arsenal, like you say, for 20 years. I've watched Arsenal for 40 years, right? So I've seen title races. I've seen us be in title races over a period of time. So I've watched Arsenal. I remember watching Arsenal from like 2010. 2008, and we've had some really bad years. We've had some really toxic years. We've had some really poor performances. And what I personally, my honest opinion, is I've seen this team, I've seen it progress every year. I've seen it get better. I've seen it get stronger, and I've seen it grow. Look, with the Manchester, we haven't done it like Manchester City. They went out and they listen. You don't get 115 charges against you. It's not like 5. It's not 10. It's not 20. No, it's not 20. You get them for a reason. Right, because there's some sort of something going on. Okay, we haven't done it like that. I've seen this process, and I do believe it's coming to fruition. You know, we're in a fantastic place. Like I say, 5 points clear. The Champions League. Look, you can't. Bayern Munich come to us, and we took them apart. I remember Bayern Munich. I remember them doing us 5-2 on each leg.
5-1.
Sorry, 5-1. Look at me throwing an extra goal in. So, you know, they absolutely smashed us. I've seen years embarrassing football. I remember when you guys done us 8-2. I've been going to Anfield and getting ironed out.
5-1.
Yeah, mate. Like, you go 1-0 up and then just completely... That's a capitulation. I've watched football long enough. I remember Alex Ferguson. You think it's toxic now with Arteta. I remember in the late 80s and early 90s when Alex Ferguson was getting like some mad stuff was happening to him.
No, but you're saying you think it's toxic now. You're 5 points clear. The thing with Arsenal is like,
it's insane.
You're so, as a fan base and the players on the pitch, the sidelines, everyone throwing people around after the game, the assistant manager or the set piece manager pointing fingers. You're so visibly emotional when something bad happens that it just 9 out of 10 times it just makes you lose your head and you end up not going on to win the league. It's so mad that Arsenal fans right now, with being 5 points clear, can sit there and say what they're saying right now. What I've been seeing anyway today.
It's nuts.
I mean, look, everyone's got eyes, right? You look at the eye test doesn't lie. It's poor to watch, poor football. But it's just crazy, isn't it? 5 points clear, and this is how...
This is what I mean, right? I've seen people calling for Arteta's head, saying this manager needs to go tomorrow morning, and I'm like, are you? They think that I'm not right, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, we're top of the league by 5 points, right? We've just absolutely smoked that Champions League. We're in a Carabao Cup final, and we're through to the next round of the FA Cup, and you want the manager to be sacked? Positivity.
Yeah, Clara's also coming back with more. She says, how do you explain progression from 2023-24 season where you played fantastic football, finished with 89 points, finished second? Explain progression.
Okay, so progression with that situation, right? We, like you said, 89 points. this season, okay, we're getting 89 points is the maximum we get. If we get 89 points this season, factually, we win the league, okay? But this league is actually a lot tighter. Progression. I've never seen us go and buy 8 players in a transfer window and 8 quality players. We're competing the Champions League. We've never done that well. We set a record with the new Champions League format. We won every single game. That is progression. You know, progression's not always done in one big lump of, right, that's it, you go. And sometimes it is. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. Sometimes you go out and, you know, there are managers that have come into teams and then gone and won things straight away. Arne Slot did it at Liverpool, okay? But it doesn't always work like that. And I see us progressing. I just see us, and also the football. Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I don't really care about how pretty the football is. I don't care about winning a game 5-6-0. It'd be lovely, it'd be fantastic, and it's brilliant. And some of the football we watched under Wenger was absolutely magical to watch. And you sit there and it's champagne football at its finest, right? But it's just about getting the job done.
85% for Arsenal to win the league. Now I'm heading towards 70-ish because I can. It's a storyline I've seen before, but it's still.
I think City can win it now.
They definitely can.
And I say that because.
But this is the
now
the weakest
they have
I've seen
one
in a while.
hand on the outcome now, right? They were so far off 9 points. I mean, in October, November, no one had them down to kind of come back in this way. And which team out of the two has been here before and done it countless times? It's Man City. So this is, as we know, as you approach March into April, into May, this comes in, right? We can all play with heart through August to January and score 20 goals and. Not that only Arsenal players have, but you know what I mean. These are the moments where it matters. This kind of time, every single year, is when what happened last night can happen to a team. I've just seen this stat here as well, Marty. I wanted to throw it your way. Arsenal have taken a league high total of 117 minutes to restart games from corners in the Premier League this season. Indeed, they also have the longest average delay of restart from corners, 44 seconds. Okay. So 117 minutes, that's well over a game that you've taken to take corners. Yeah. What do you make of that?
Do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Again, this is thing as an Arsenal fan, I've watched Arsenal sides with weak underbellies, weak teams, right, that wouldn't do that stuff, that wouldn't use the dark arts of football. Okay, and we lost. And listen, it's a game. And we play it well. Sometimes you've got to slow the game down. What are you going to do if sometimes you're 2-0 up and you're trying to keep the lead to see the game out? What are you going to do? Throw the ball back into play as quick as you can and play unnecessarily.